So today we're going to talk to you a little bit about, being a first-time mom. We're both first-time moms.
Right, both of us.
I have a beautiful daughter who's currently 18 months.
And I have a beautiful son. He is 19 months.
Ah, babies.
They're so cute.
They are. You should see them. They're in the intro. So, like most, individuals, one of the things that we're going to talk about here is, how we're coping to being moms and business owners and moms who work and, giving birth. Oh my gosh, our birth stories. Yes.
Right.
How it never goes according to plan.
Yeah. God, I had such the plan.
I had a good plan too.
Good plan.
I knew the hospital, I knew the type of birth, I knew I wanted to squat and push.
Bear down.
Bear down. I knew I wanted it natural. I wanted to be a pro.
Right.
But that wasn't happening.
Things always, have a path of their own.
That's true.
So what's your birth story?
Oh, that. My pregnancy was pretty rough. I had what they called hyperemesis gravidarum, which is severe nausea and vomiting. And because my background was in neuroscience and I did a lot of research, I refused to take any of the drugs that the doctors gave me during this time. And it was a really tough pregnancy because I lost 30 pounds pregnant. And then I ended up starting to feel better around week 32 to find out that I had preeclampsia, which is crazy because I had a great blood pressure throughout my pregnancy.
What is preeclampsia?
It's when the body, for some strange reason, raises the blood pressure while the fetus is in your stomach. So as long as you're pregnant, your blood pressure is unstable and you start releasing a lot of different liver enzymes and you could go into seizures and kidney failure. It's a terrible, it's a terrible
really
thing
scary.
to have.
Yeah.
So I ended up not going to the hospital I wanted to. I ended up giving birth in Brooklyn instead of at NYU where I had plans in a private room and everything, and everything ready. But that's the closest hospital, and I went in because my face was swollen. I was just a mess, and it looked like someone knocked me out. And hubby was just like, "No, we have to go. We have to figure this out." So we went to Methodist, who was amazing. And they kept me. They're like, "I'm sorry, you're not going home." And my hospital was able to sit there and send my documents over and everything was great. And my baby, I needed shot for her lungs because her lungs needed to develop. She was only 32. And after a week, emergency C-section. So I didn't get to push. I didn't get to have contractions. However, even though I had a preemie about a week before my baby shower, so I can't complain because my daughter was in that NICU at Methodist and she was healthy and well taken care of. And
that's most
even though I didn't push her out, I had the most beautiful child in the world. My world.
And you still gave birth to her.
I still gave birth to her.
Still giving birth.
And they made you feel that way. And I think
Absolutely.
that's what's great about some of these nurses, making you feel like you're still a part of the birth process.
Right,
even though I was hurt. I didn't feel like I was a part of it at all. But when I saw her, I'm like, it was absolutely worth it. My nurse wheeled me in 2 hours later, even though I wasn't supposed to see her for 24 hours. And I put her on my chest and I'm like, I get cut up again. How was your birth story?
Mine was a little bit different. I had a great pregnancy.
Oh, I'm so
I had
jealous.
the non-eventful pregnancy. Everything was great.
I would have loved
Week
that.
38, my son had
really?
turned.
Your son just turned at
He
38.
just turned, yeah. He was hanging up upside down. Everything was good. Everything was good. I had, acid reflux and indigestion. So the whole pregnancy, 50-50 when I ate if it was going to come up. But aside from the eating aspect, it was fine. And I had a doula. And I was at home on the yoga ball rolling around with the contractions.
Oh, you did all the good
I did
stuff.
all that stuff. Did all that stuff. And I was having natural labor contractions for about 20 hours.
Wow. Was it painful?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, it was. A lot of
Is
people.
it really like cramps?
No.
It's not like
I
cramps.
don't think so. I can't describe it because it was so painful.
They always say, oh, it's cramps.
My
It's
sister,
10 times worse.
one of my sister thinks it was like, she's like, it's just like your worst cramps. I strongly disagree.
You didn't have bad cramps.
I was in a lot of pain, but
Okay.
for 22 hours, I was like, I'm gonna get this baby out naturally, and at like 22 hours, I have to go to the hospital. My water had been broken for like 12 hours at that time. No,
That's a lot.
more than that. My water had been broken for a majority of that time, so I went to the hospital. I was 5 centimeters dilated. I was like, all right, we're gonna get the show on the road. For about another 10 hours, we just waited it out, and I wasn't dilating. And what ended up happening was my
I'd be like, cut me! Don't get me!
little pumpkin was like all on the side, and we realized that the umbilical cord was wrapped around his neck twice, is what they had told me when they pulled him out via C-section. And I was in the room with the yoga music, and I was really trying, but just after 24 hours, I couldn't handle that pain anymore, and they gave me an epidural.
Oh,
I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, that's something.
I get that people get that. I get it. I didn't want it. Birth plan went this way. I actually felt like I can sleep a little bit. I was relieved.
Okay.
And so when I went in, I had my baby at NYU, Langone, and they were they were really great. I remember going when I was getting ready for the C-section prep, and I was crying, and the anesthesiologist said, "Why are you crying? You're gonna meet your baby. You're gonna meet your baby."
Yeah.
And that really made a difference.
Matters.
Yeah, it really made a difference to me.
Yeah.
And they had a gentle C-section where you're like lying half there, like
And you can see it.
you can see it. When they pulled him out, they dropped the curtain.
Oh, they dropped the curtain?
Yeah, and I was able to see him up there.
But you didn't see your...
I didn't see him that at all.
Okay.
Innards were on the table.
guess.
Because I didn't know that's actually how...
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you see your innards. They break through your abdominal wall to get to your uterus. Like, you don't think about it that way.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
I was really unfamiliar. I knew what a C-section was, but I was unfamiliar with it. 'Cause I wasn't going to have one of those.
And I guess what's so interesting about that is just that you have, and it wasn't until after giving birth that I felt, like, oh, I'm just so happy that I have a baby. But there are groups of people that make you feel bad that you did not
give birth.
push.
Right.
And if you did push, that you got his, an epidural. And I feel like that's unfair. I feel like it's
all birth though.
Yeah, you just bring your baby to life healthy, because there are people who don't have that blessing.
Sure.
We had a good friend who lost her child, had a couple of miscarriages, and then the baby finally made it to full term and, stillbirth.
Right.
And I'd rather you cut me up any day than not have the opportunity to have the baby that I have now.
Right.
So birth is birth.
Birth is birth. That's the point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Birth is birth. No matter how your baby comes.
As long as you're cute. My baby's kind of cute.
This one.
I know. It doesn't really matter. 5 fingers, 5 toes.
And healthy. That's
10 fingers,
most
10 toes.
important. Healthy baby.
Yes, and one that you love.
Yes.
And, just being content with how your birth story is. So thanks for listening to mine.
Yes, and thank you for listening to mine. And I'm Rachel.
And I'm Ruka, and we're Tiny Treasure Moms.
Bye.
Have a good one. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you have any questions, please email us at rachelandruka@gmail.com. Have a great day.